In video games, when the person playing reaches a checkpoint, all of the progress that they've made up to that point is compressed and archived and is a necessary process in order for the game to develop more, which is almost a perfect metaphor for the human experience, which is the process of information being preserved and sequence being continued and the sequence that is being driven by something seems to have progress points. So the double slit experiment shows that exchange of energy is measurable by a human being in a way that takes probability and situational parameters, and then a reality is created by the measurement and by the system. So the human experience, well, the visual part of the human experience is interesting because when you look at something that's right in front of your eyes and someone else looks at that same thing that's right in front of your eyes, there is only one of those. Yet you see it and they see it. So when you think about the visual experience and think about a blind person who sits there and looks at the same piece of paper, you think, well, this is an image representing fermions and electrons and a bunch of really, really small stuff, small enough that if you think about the size of certain quarks, they are able to pass through the Earth without touching a single part of the Earth. They're so small that they can go all the way through the Earth, missing every neutron, electron. You know what I'm saying? So when you see a whole room that surrounds you, what is really happening is your brain is taking the available information and creating a hallucination that it thinks is the best representation of the energy that is available to keep you alive. The only point of seeing this range of frequencies is so that we can preserve our physical bodies. You understand, there is so much more to reality than one slice of the electromagnetic spectrum. Look no farther than bees who can see different colors. Look no farther than an infrared camera that can see heat. The representation that you experience of the energy and information that exists is your brain's doing. And it's 90% unconscious. You can influence the things you notice in your daily life by focusing on that type of thing, for example. So, I digress with this question of where is vision, because I believe vision is everywhere. Vision is a fundamental physical part of reality, just like the electromagnetic field, the cosmic microwave background, which is everywhere, space-time fabric, which is everywhere. I believe that what life is, and I'm going to use the word qualia, because what life is a qualia that is interpreted by an individual being and agreed upon by a society. I think that defining life with physical terminology is limiting. Life is something that we consider to be information because of the need for permanence. So the space between two things, for example, when those two things come close to each other, it's not like they are in a vacuum that has coordinates. It's not like there is an absolute, place where reality is. You know what I'm saying? Any measurement between two objects is from the perspective of one of those two objects. Unless, you can add more, the outsider observing this. But I think that space is a fundamental property of matter. I think that, for the matter to have a physical body, it also has to have an amount of space. I think that this is a key factor that points to the root of my theory, which is that, information is basically energy made real. Energy that has been assembled in a way that makes a point of progress possible for the development of the sequence that is self-organizing and is passed through our brain with quantum systems like packets of photons, or, like touching a wall, and all of a sudden you get these fields vibrating in a way, because those philosophers that think about time and death will tell you there is no permanence in the universe, and they will say that all things come and go. But my point is that things do not come and go. Things do not go until they have made the platform for the next thing to happen. Life, existence is like a pile of 10,000 post-it notes, okay? And everything that you do in life is basically the equivalent of you writing your name on one of these post-it notes and putting it on the fridge. Just because you then put your favorite color on the next one and put it over top of that one, well, you know your favorite color, therefore, hey, what'd you do? You just added another progress point. Everything in life is permanent, even though time creates the illusion of making stuff go away. And so these things happen in the same place that vision happens, which is everywhere. So if there is a substrate of consciousness, and consciousness is one's ability to, cognitize or think about or realize or feel or smell or see, then just like anywhere has electromagnetism available, anywhere should have thoughts and awareness available. And you should be able to reference the cosmic consciousness at any point in your existence. It's like a meatball in soup saying, like, if the meatball is in the soup, okay, well then that's all you need to know. You stir it around and put it over there, and next thing you know, there's no separation between self and universe. And it should be such that physics being, defined by the limitations, and it should be such that physics being, what keeps us rooted for 70 years is just one barrier. Don't try to break physics. Physics already break down when you zoom in all the way. Just try to ignore them. You know what I'm saying? Try to drive your mind around your inner experience where this qualia is interpreted into a world simulation or a hallucination that we just go along with the fact that it matches reality because we can agree upon things and stuff. You've never looked through someone else's eyes, though. You have no idea what anyone else is experiencing. And so this is the great mystery of separate individuals in a universal experience where we all come from the same thing. Life does what it does